everyone, I'm Jacob. I play Tithla. She's a ranger. Tithla's in Barovia because she's tagged along with some friends and somebody needs to look after them.
Hi, I'm Haz, and I'm playing the character of Theodore Ursa, satyr, Circle of the Moon druid, whose main motivation is to find a good revel and turn into a giant angry fey bear to protect his friends, particularly his best bud Tithla.
Hello, I'm Josh, and I shall be playing Killian Maxwell, a elf celestial warlock who has been travelling around Barovia for a little while and has joined up with the Tempest Guild to try and find his place.
G'day, my name's Tom. I'm playing Jonor, the Aasimar divination wizard. He is here to find the best and the worst of this world, and he's doing it with a bit of naivety and optimism.
Hello, I am Raph, and I'm playing Styx, who is a Gloomforged Paladin, on the journey of rediscovering themselves, quite literally, in the land of Barovia.
And I'm Owen, the Dungeon Master of our Curse of Strahd 5th edition campaign. A warning, gentle viewer. Curse of Strahd is a horror-themed Dungeons & Dragons campaign, which means you may hear adult language or adult themes throughout this episode. Hello! Hello. Welcome back to the Lost Archives, everybody. It is wonderful to see all of your gorgeous faces once again, and we have some new faces for you tonight. Well, a new face and a adjacent face. I don't know where I was going with that. I have two new players.
I thought you said his name was Matt, not Jason.
I have two new players. Spoilers! The podcast don't know who it is yet. I have two new players who I would love to introduce you to tonight, who will be joining us as their characters. Now, obviously, those of you who are watching on Twitch, those of you who are watching on YouTube, you can already see the character art. You can already see their names. Just pretend you can't for 10 minutes, and we'll bring them in and we'll do a proper introduction, and it'll be awesome. But we will be introducing our two new players. I will introduce them now. Matt, joining us from the Return of the Giants stream now, jumping across into Curse of Strahd to join us for a little bit. Matt, welcome.
Hello. Good to be here.
Very lovely to have you here, and you have a very, very interesting character, one that is based upon a particular group that we've talked about a few times during Return of the Giants that I'm very excited to explore, and I thank you for picking this.
Well, not just Return of the Giants, it's also from Tyranny Dragons.
Tyranny Dragons too. Very, very true.
Okay.
Yeah. Big thank you for that. Because I needed an excuse to draw this particular species, and I hadn't done it. And this forced me to do it, so thank you. And joining us, not from any other stream, first time on the Lost Archives, and I'm going to make a call. Is this your first time also on a podcast, YouTube style setup as well, Ash?
It's my first time playing online, apart from just simply having, some sort of webcam up and people talking over it. And actually, anything online. D&D.
This is his first time online, everybody. So please be gentle.
Yeah, I just got the internet today. I heard it's really nice. Everyone's really.
Have you got your internet license?
Nothing weird here.
No, it's all fine.
I don't.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I just got my pen license. I'm getting my internet license this week.
Right. That's more of a joke for the Twitch stream we'll do about how in the UK need a TV license before we went live. Ash, welcome. You've been it's a shame Tom's not here tonight because we could introduce you via the connection you have to the stream, but Tom's just bitched out tonight and left you here to fend for yourself. You're Tom's brother-in-law, correct?
I am. Recently made that connection, and it is such a pleasure. So
is that why you didn't join on the stream earlier? You refused?
Yes, until there was like a familiar
I was waiting
connection.
for it to be serious.
Yeah.
I was waiting for it to be serious. I wasn't sure until the wedding day, and I was like, I think this is.
I have to say, like watching that moment, the second when Ash was like, okay, yeah, this is serious now. It was pretty funny watching that moment of like, yep, here we go. And he's ready now. So and so you've been watching a little bit of Curse of Strahd, correct, Ash?
I watched the start, and then I flipped over and I was watching Return of the Giants just because it was the night that I had home and I got to watch that live. So,
all right. Next time, just lie. Just say, you've enjoyed the whole thing so far.
Everything I watched was magnificent. It was just,
absolutely flawless. Yeah.
There was, I remember you saying that there was one person in particular who was quite grating to listen to. Their voice was quite rough. But that's okay. You'll just have to manage.
now-
Look, because I'm British, don't take the piss out of me.
It's not you, mate. I was going for Jacob.
No.
Yeah, it's definitely Jacob because Jacob
that why Tom's
reminds
not
me
here
too
today?
much. Well, it's just because Tithla reminds me so much of my sister in real life because obviously that's where you face the character.
Your sister, yep.
Yeah.
Tom's wife as well. Like, so this is a good call. So Tom,
yeah.
when you're listening to this played back, yep.
Make sure your wife is
Is that
next to you
why?
when you listen to this.
She has so many redeeming qualities, just like Tithla. So
Well turned
I'm so
around.
glad you said that. I was worried you didn't believe it.
Good
Yeah,
save.
that was well turned around.
Excellent.
So welcome both of you. Now, we've had some technical difficulties tonight, YouTube and podcast. The Twitch chat know all about it, but for you guys listening to the recorded episode, D&D Beyond is just not on tonight. They've taken it down for a number of hours, and we're not sure when it's going to be back. We've had a few people saying it's only about 2.5 hours. We've also had their official thing on whatever it is, X or Twitter, it's called now, Twitter, that says it's going to be 5 hours. So I don't really know what to believe. It's probably safest not to believe anything I read on Twitter, so I will go with the 2.5 hours by that case. So right as we finish streaming, we'll get our D&D Beyond pages back. And I mean, look, this is partly on us. We did not have cached offline copies of our characters, partly because we were bringing in 2 new characters tonight, and I was like, what are the chances that we'd need offline copies of those character sheets straight away? And also because some of us have never made offline copies of our character sheets. Some of us don't know where that button is. It's hard to find on the overlay. So that's where we're at. So yeah, tonight's going to be a little bit different. The stats are not going to be 100% the same as they normally are because we've had to recreate the characters really quickly in Roll20. So if you do see some strange pluses and minuses on some of the rolls, it's because the stats are not right. We have done our best. I'm noticing as well, though, maybe this is to our benefit. Unless you hover over it, the Roll20 link doesn't show how it got to that number. It just shows the number. So that actually might be working in our favor tonight. So we're going to stick with that. But yeah, tonight's going to be a bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Makeshift. We're going to do our best. Yeah.
Without naming any names, one of us had to ask what class they were. So,
if you can guess who. No, let me phrase that. If you can't guess who, you lose channel points. I will take them away if you can't guess who it was. It should be very obvious who it was. And speaking of channel points, we've also had Tanjan summon an NPC tonight. Tanjan, look, absolutely go for it. I will do my best to bring them in tonight, but I'm going to be really upfront. It's a very good chance. I just don't have the brain space to manage.
start with the NPC.
Yeah, it's not like we're bringing in 2 other characters as well. So if you shoot me through either in the Twitch chat or in just a Twitch message if you want to keep it private, or in the Discord, send through the details of the NPC. I will do my best to bring them in ASAP. It may be tonight. It may have to wait until next Monday. Sorry. Okay, that's all the fun announcements out of the way. Well, that's all the announcements out of the way. Let's do our recap. We've already gone a little bit over. Let's get everything up and running. I will get us back up to speed, and we will be ready to rock and roll. Oh, wait. I might have... Okay, on the Lost Archives wiki, thank you, Foxtrot. I think I might have updated the stats recently. So they may be correct up to level 8 on the wiki. But full disclosure, I've not made a wiki for Ash and Matt's characters yet. I didn't want to spoil anything. I can't have them up on the wiki before you appear. I accidentally had your artwork, Matt. Your artwork appeared on the artwork roll last week because I I preemptively had it loaded in, and that was a real problem.
Oh, it's okay. Just a bit of a teaser. Just a bit of a.
It's a teaser.
Yeah. It's gonna keep the fans happy, you know.
Exactly, and we'll do full. I'll have the full character portraits up when we introduce your character so that people can see them, because I think that's really cool to have that. Okay, let's do our recap. Let's get into the session. I'm not asking if anyone else got any fun news. Let's just do this. Our series has been following the adventures of the Tempest Adventuring Guild. Theo, Jonor, Tithla, yeah, you're silenced. Styx and Killian. Having become trapped within the realm of Barovia while searching for some missing adventurers, the team are preparing to take the fight to Strahd and Sergei. After entering the ruined fortress of Arginvostholt on the hunt for allies and arms to help in the upcoming conflict, the team have learned that the once proud and resplendent knights of the Silver Dragon have been reduced to undead revenants. With the only hope to break the curse inside Castle Ravenloft as a trophy, the party have infiltrated and recovered the skull of Arginvost under the guise of accepting Strahd's invitation to dinner. Partway through the very tense dinner with Strahd, also attended by their old companion Grinner, now a vampire spawn seemingly under Strahd's control, Strahd stepped out to deal with some urgent matter. This gave the party the perfect opportunity to sneak through the castle and recover the skull, grabbing a few other interesting-looking items along the way. Unfortunately, the team's activities had not actually escaped Strahd's notice, but in return for assisting him rein in the werewolves to the north, he would allow the party to borrow what they had taken. Making their way back to the castle of Arginvostholt, Theo decided to briefly split from the team to check in on the village of Barovia, given the repeated attacks from the undead. Arriving at the castle, the team returns the skull of Arginvost to the crypt, awakening the spirit of the Silver Dragon, who thanked the party for restoring its power before rushing up to the top, most of the party chasing behind to catch up. At the peak of the tower, the spirit of Arginvost melded with the large crystal beacon atop its roof, the beacon bursting into life and light shining across the castle and surrounding grounds. As the beacon of Arginvost burst to life, Styx found himself pulled into the forge itself, his form shifting and changing as the sunsword fragments reformed in the heat of the furnace. With his mind now restored even further, Styx briefly relived the night he was shattered, watching as Tatiana and his sword form fled from the monstrous forms that Strahd and Sergei had taken on, together choosing death over the evil of the brothers. Under the glow of the beacon, the Revenant Knights of the Silver Dragon found the curse clouding their minds lifting, the party watching on as Vladimir and Godfrey shared a tearful reunion. With the team now heading north to hunt the werewolves of the Svalich Woods, Jonor, Styx, Tithla and Killian bid farewell to their new friends and began their journey. With the werewolf den located somewhere north of Lake Zarovich, the team decided to make a detour via the village of Vallaki, planning to take a boat across the lake and save time on walking. Making their way along a slowly moving river, carving a path through the Svalich Woods, the team stumbled upon an abandoned farmstead overgrown with vines and brambles. Investigating the dilapidated homestead, the team was suddenly ambushed by animated scarecrows, attacking with ferocity. The party managed to destroy the creatures, despite taking a couple of hard hits, and proceeded to gather a few abandoned materials before continuing on. Passing over the Lunar River, Tithla spied a hidden backpack under the bridge, hanging from some climbing pitons. Despite finding some interesting items inside, the team took only a single gold coin, which appeared to be counterfeit. With the bridge offering an unobstructed view of Lake Zarovich, the party thought they spied a large pirate ship half hidden in the mist, red sails fluttering in a faint breeze. But the ship soon vanished from sight, leaving the party with an uneasy feeling. Nearing the walls of Vallaki, the group found one more distraction along the road, a young man nailed to a tree by a large crossbow bolt. Examining the body, it became apparent the man had in fact succumbed to poison before being attached to said tree, and that this had occurred sometime in the last day or so. A little spooked at the message being sent, the team carried on to Vallaki, planning to let the guards know upon arrival. With night having well and truly fallen by the time they reached the outer gates, the darkness all around them, they were only allowed entrance when the guards recognized them in the meager torchlight. Meeting with Captain Amelia, the team shared what they had been up to since leaving Vallaki, and their finds along the road. Sharing their plan to cross Lake Zarovich and explore the northwestern shore for signs of werewolves, Amelia recommended they check in at the Blue Water Inn for two travelers who had recently arrived and already demonstrated skill on the water. We left off last session as the team began to make their way over towards the inn, warm light spilling from the windows and the sound of music and chatter filtering out the door. That is where we left off last session. Styx, Tithla, Killian and Jonor, as the four of you follow along behind Sergeant Amelia, crossing the road, the guard tower behind you, still, the changing of the guards still occurring behind you, the sound of people moving, the clatter of metal, and the clash of swords being drawn and placed back onto the hilts. You can see that there is, very, very different to your last time in Vallaki, a bit of a celebration going on in the Blue Water Inn. The music is raucous, sound of laughter, chatter. Very, very different to the last time you were in Vallaki. A change has come over this town since Ismark was set up as the burgomaster. And as you approach the outside of the tavern, Amelia kind of nods and goes, "Right, well, you lot are good to head on in. I'm going to take Jonor and we're going to head on over and But you wanted to go check out the stockyard, right, with Gunter? You watch as Jonor nods and goes, yeah, I think I wouldn't mind taking a bit of a look at the items there, and I'll catch up with you a lot later. I'll be back in a bit. We'll just have a chat to Gunter and see what I can learn about the Vistani.
All right.
Okay, if you really have to, I mean, we're gonna miss you, but please come back. Unlike everyone else that sort of doesn't.
I'm gonna come back. Of course I am. Just it's like down the road.
Okay.
It's just down there.
Sure. Okay.
I was planning on going that way as well, but I'll let you go with Amelia, Jonah, for plot reasons. And could you take this necklace with you that I found on the body, one of the bodies in Argynvostholt, and see if they happen to know who it might belong to? You can send their condolences to the loved ones and all of that, and I'll give him the Vistani locket that I have, which I can't take off my character sheet because
it's okay. It's all good. It's all good. You watch as Jonor nods, takes the necklace and examines it and goes, yeah, I'll make sure I check in with that, and I'll come meet you guys back here if we finish first, or come meet me if you guys finish up with what you're doing first. Well, I'll see you guys soon.
Okay, I have a feeling our thing might go longer and be more of a center of attention than your thing, but we'll see how we go.
Yeah, that's normally how it goes, Tithla. Jonor nods.
Yeah, okay.
With
Okay, bye!
that, Jonor gives you a wave, tucks the necklace into his into his spellcasting focus pouch, just with his other spellcasting components. Nice safe place for him to keep it. And with that, Jonor makes his way down the road. Whew, easiest character PC exit I've ever done, ever. So good.
Jonor,
No, he's gone. It's you. Like, you call out down the street, Tithla, but the mist closes in around you, and your voice is muffled as the mist tightens its grip, and you feel fingers starting to grip around your throat as a voice whispers in your ear, "Don't you fucking dare!" As the mist lightens its grip, and
I could have made that really awkward because it was actually me that wanted to go there. But I was like, no, I'll let it go.
Thank you. No, because I know Tom had said like he wanted to go and ask about the Vistani, and then I think you were going to...
Yeah, I think we were both going to go.
Both of you going to go. Thank you for also... Yeah, thank you. It's much easier. Styx, Tithla, and Killian. You stand outside the Blue Water Inn. A 3-story building, not too far from the church. As you look down towards the left, you can see down the street. From your perspective, actually, it's north. So yeah, you're looking currently east. You can see the church with Father Zarovich there as well. You can't see him right now, obviously, but you spent a lot of time in that churchyard and the Blue Water Inn as well. You remember the owner was a Martikov as well last time you were here. I hand it over to you guys.
Where did Amelia say that the priest was? Because he wasn't at the church at the minute. Was he with Ismark at the minute?
Yeah, she seemed to indicate that he was currently with Ismark.
We'll check in on the priest at some point. Maybe we'll find these people with sea bearing knowledge to help us get across the lake.
Just an FYI, Jacob, your microphone has become very hard to hear right as you were talking as Killian.
What?
Me?
Or was that just me?
Josh, not Jacob. Other Jake.
Oh, Josh.
Josh or Jacob?
I've got too much going on. Thank you. Josh.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can. That's perfect now.
Okay.
It's good now.
Sounded like you stuck it underwater.
Yeah.
Oh. Behave. I don't know what happened.
I reckon a noise gate was like, nah, not tonight. That would be my guess.
Hey, is anyone else having trouble getting D&D Beyond to open?
I know you're joking, Raph. I know you're joking. But fuck with me and find out.
No. He's not
Mine's
working.
working
He really
fine.
can't open it.
I just checked because I was hoping. I was really hoping. I just thought I'd check. I was like,
I'm refreshing it in the background this whole time.
just be so much easier. So much easier. Yeah, the windows, the windows that were normally shuttered in the Blue Water Inn no longer are shuttered. You can see through them, warm light spilling out, and inside you can see many, many people. In fact, as you're standing there, the doors of the Blue Water Inn swing open, and you watch as a rather drunk man sort of stumbles out, leans against Styx for a moment, and then shakes himself and slowly looks up at your skull plate with your teeth, and then looks down at the beer in his hand and looks back up at you and goes, I think I've had enough of this. And he passes it to you, Styx, and then stumbles past, almost tripping over Tithla.
Hey,
Oh, sorry.
how are you? Are you okay?
Yeah, it's been a
Yeah, I
while
was
since we had fun.
I was thinking today would be a great day to make a new friend, and I think you just might be it. What's your name?
My name is as he leans over and begins throwing up violently over the edge of the sign to the Blue Water Inn.
Oh, hi, Mark. I'm Tithla.
He looks up at you, sort of wipes a bit of greenish yellow spittle from the side of his mouth. His eyes sort of
Hey, just like
unfocused as he
me.
looks at you for a moment, and then goes, "You know, you remind me," and then just falls over backwards. A loud thunk as he hits the cobbled
Well-
pavement.
Maybe we won't be good friends. Maybe we'll try again tomorrow.
Did Amelia describe the people that we've come down here to find?
She just said, she said there are two people who seem to be pretty good with boats inside. It's the only information you've got right now.
Tithla pushes the guy on the ground. Can you swim? Are you good with boats?
There's a small gurgling sound, Tiff, and you watch a little bit more sort of spittle comes out the side of his mouth.
I think this is the guy.
Matt, you've not played with Jacob before. Welcome.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, 90% of my job as a DM is just trying to re-steer Jacob back.
Yeah, right. That's it. That's great.
Yeah, it's great.
Styx is going to roll old mate onto his side.
Thank you, Styx. There's a lot of fine
Yeah.
teeth in that mouth, just saying.
Are there any loose ones?
Hard to say.
What? What is happening?
Styx needs some new teeth. I don't know what's
No.
nothing to read
he
into here.
doesn't, but
It's like,
But he wants them.
I just thought, what's the easiest way to make Tithla back off a bit? It's Styx looking down and slowly removing a tooth from this man's jaw. Just, I thought that'll do it.
All
right.
Good. Okay, well,
could we go inside?
yeah, okay. You lead the way, Mr. Styx Man.
All right. And Styx is
Stick it to
still
him.
holding like 3/4 of a beer. It just kind of wanders in.
Perfect. As you head on into the Blue Water Inn, the room is filled with people, many of whom you do vaguely recognize. People who you've seen around before the town, people who you've seen during the night of the quote-unquote bloodless coup, fleeing the central town square. There's a few familiar faces. You can see as well, manning the bar and moving very, very quickly, having to deal with a lot of things all at once. You can see, what's his name? Sorry, I've had a quick mental blank. Bear with me. No, Erwin Martikov. Erwin is his name. You can see Erwin rushing about, filling flagons with ale, ciders, as well as the wine as well, placing them down and generally sort of dealing with the hubbub and the chaos that's happening inside. You can also see his son as well, who I don't know if you got one of his son's names, but rushing around as well, desperately trying to refill flagons and take orders for food. I will say though, out of the mass of people, there are in particular two people who stand out. One, because they're not human, and in Barovia, most of the people who you encounter are either human or half-elf. Very rarely do you see people of other races. Most of those have come through the mists, like yourselves. Sitting over at a barrel table, nursing drinks, you can see two figures. Matt, would you like to describe Blood for us, please?
Blood is this probably youngish looking Meloran orc. It's a sort of like shaved sort of sides, cropped hair. The real like classic sort of orc look with the sort of protruding teeth. Covered in tattoos. Very, very like very strikingly so. And then just the body is just this massive hulking mass of muscle. And probably from your distance as well, you see like almost like driftwood, almost sort of this nautical theme, that's sort of this attire, fishing nets kind of adorned to the body, but the wood especially so, sort of making up like gauntlets and parts of the armor that sort of Blood has adorned himself with. But also from a distance, this driftwood seems to be like kind of twirling in and out, in and around his arms and some parts of his leg and the rest of his body as well. So he's kind of this, he almost looks like a walking tree, but is also definitely an orc. But yeah, and it has a giant, what do you call it, Owen? It's not really an axe, but it's almost like a stylized club.
I did have the name for it. It's a traditional Hawaiian weapon. Let me quickly find it. I did have the name of it when I was doing it. I have to bear with me as I try and locate the name.
I can't remember it off the top of my head.
I've got it here somewhere. I'll locate it.
While you're doing that, Owen, quick update. D&D Beyond's still down.
Thank you for that, Jacob.
Thank you. Incredible.
I tell you what, Jacob, tell you what. I'm going to give you this task. Can you let me know only when it is back up?
No.
Okay. Well, it was worth a try. It was worth a go. So, the other thing I'll add really quickly for Blood, for Tithla and... Oh my god, Tithla's the only person from Nostea in the room right now. Fuck. Tithla,
Yeah.
first roll of the night. Could you please roll me a history check?
I would love to roll a history check.
Do you know anything
Yes.
about Meloran orcs?
Yes, I
do you
do.
know anything? End of sentence. No further questions. You've been given disadvantage on this Tithla by
That's
obscenities.
unfortunate because I rolled a natural 1 on the second roll. I got a 17. It would have been good.
Tithla,
Oh dear.
you recognize this figure. Green
I was
skin,
like, who's
wood
that?
growing through it. This is a dryad, for sure. Now, you were under the impression that dryads could only be female, but this must be a really handsome dryad. The way the wood's cut. The tattoos are a bit different, but there is a tattoo of a tree across the chest, matching all of these other tattoos. Definitely
I
a
have
dryad.
crossed out orc and written dryad.
Yes, it's a natural one. Yeah, 100%. You reckon? Yeah, this is definitely a dryad. No, like, and like, even then, probably not from. Oh, do you know what, Tithla? Do you know what?
No, I don't, apparently.
Just because dryads are female in Nostea, maybe that means that they're not female elsewhere. Maybe this gorgeous figure before you, they must be from somewhere else.
No, I perhaps this is just a female dryad.
Could be. You don't know. A natural one, hard to say, but you're very confident this is definitely a dryad. Ash, the second figure who is seated at the table, would you like to introduce your character, please?
Dryad.
Not a leap in sight, barely any wood to see. Quite the contrast to the
His
orc
dryad
beside
bride.
me. Yeah, I instead look a little bit more like a small rock figure. I am, in fact, a very thick rock gnome with kind of a bluey grey skin, a long white mustache, and a cropped short beard under a red gnomish cowl, and very, very tattered cloak, trying to conceal what would otherwise be some better adornments and like military style. I don't know what you'd call it, just gambeson. Yeah.
I'd say you're sort of rocking a. I think you said you had chainmail underneath, a layered cloth gambeson on top, a few belts holding it in place, and then the main feature as well. I think we should call out for Axel. Probably not strapped to your back while you're seated at the bar, but maybe leaning against the table next to you.
Yeah, a nice big cracked shield that's about the same size as like half of his height.
Yeah.
Absolutely battered.
Your natural one, Tithla. This is a sick goblin. Grey skin, all the classic signs. Definitely.
Tithla jumps onto a table and say, "Did you also find an oven?"
So this is what happens. So for Axel and Blood, As you sit there, let's do a quick introduction for the two of you, and then we'll bring in Tithla, Styx, and Killian, and Tithla can jump up on a table and say, did you also lose in a fight against an oven? Or did you fight an oven? Or did you specify
Did you
lose?
fight an oven?
Fight an oven. Okay. I think we should probably
Given the
specify.
grey skin.
Yeah. Alrighty. Axel
That's
and...
Tithla's only experience with grey skin.
That's very true.
That's fair.
Axel and Blood. You've been in Barovia for a couple of days now. Both of you having come from Nostea. Your reasons for being in and around the town of Dowbridge, your own, but having been traveling for a little bit of time together, you have gotten to know one another. Blood, we'll go through the specific reasons a little bit later. I don't think we need to discuss them in the background, but you ended up in Dowbridge together, a small ruined town just to the north of Oxenfurt in the continent of Oceania, on the world of Nostea. The mists around this town, a feature that you'd heard about in passing and heard about before, but never really believed how strong and how quickly, almost how animated the mists could be. And as you entered the town for the very first time looking around, the mists soon rose up around you, and before too long you found yourselves lost, stumbling through an unfamiliar landscape, emerging into a wooded area next to a large lake. Unsure of where you were, unsure of what had happened, you found the wreck of a small fishing boat nearby, choked with vines and weeds. And in the distance, reflecting off the still waters of the dark lake, firelight from a town just along the lake edge over towards the south west of where you were. And knowing that civilization is probably your best bet to discover what strange magic is at work here, you spend a bit of time repairing the boat and set out across the water. Now, Blood, as a Meloran orc, now Meloran orc is this... Yeah. As a Meloran orc, you're specifically from Nostea. Like the Meloran orc is a custom sub-race, I guess, custom species now from Nostea that's a little bit different from the normal half orc. A little bit more elven features and a little bit more features and traits that kind of lean more into this kind of shipbuilding, nomadic lifestyle across the waves. You haven't grown up in one of the floating cities. Your tattoo across your heart, there is no tattoo of your home floating city across your chest, but you have grown up on the waves of Nostea. You are an able shipwright, an able sailor, and it is quick work for you to repair the boat. Your companion, Axel, surprisingly strong for his size, able to very much assist both with the carving and preparing of the wooden planks that you need to break.
Man is strong, very good.
Exactly. And also very quick with his hands, very, very nimble, able to measure out the required lengths of wood that you need quite quickly. You're able to give Axel very few directions, very few instructions. Working as a team, it's not too long before you have the boat repaired. Knowing that your club, which is called a Leomano, I believe is the specific term. We can call it a club if you like. Knowing that your Leomano actually doubles as a paddle, it's flattened and designed that you can also use it as an oar if you need. You set out across the dark waters. Now, if we had access to the D&D Beyond character sheets, this was the point where I was going to get them to really quickly do a very short combat to show off a little bit of their fighting styles and their specific character builds. So thank you, Hasbro. Instead, your journey across the dark waters of the lake. Unfamiliar waters. What would the two of you be doing while you make your way across the lake? The sun has just begun to set, the mists all around. The main feature is you look up towards the sky. You cannot see the stars, you cannot see the sun, you can barely see the moon. That mist that descended on you in the town of Dowbridge forms almost this vortex of cloud above you, slowly spinning and turning around, keeping the night sky hidden from view, casting this almost gloomy, low contrast visual across everything that you see. What would the two of you be doing in the boat? How would you be positioned? What would you be doing to make your way across to this town?
Blood is probably like probably manning the boat, like kind of like I guess using his weapons as the paddle, sort of moving it through the water. Probably a bit vigilant, knowing like the stillness of the water like is very much a trigger for him, because he's like, where's the threat? What's going on? Like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's probably, probably a little bit vigilant, kind of quiet, but yeah, open to the small talk.
Could I get you to make me, in that case, please, a survival or a... What would also... I'd say survival or an athletics check would fall under here. Your choice.
Well, definitely going to be an athletics check, being a barbarian.
While you're doing that, Axel, I'm guessing with this setup, Blood's at the back, paddling away, rowing on your makeshift boat. Axel, what would you be doing?
I think for me, Axel would be falling back into his early time as like a guard and like a sentry, someone paying attention to what's going on. And so I would be scanning the horizon, scanning the water's edge, looking to where we're heading and looking in any direction for anything quite swiftly and alertly between very attentive, focused in areas, and then scanning, back to scanning.
Blood probably, as this is happening, like he doesn't say do too much, but he kind of looks you up and down, Axel, and says, I hope that your man can swim. Like looking at all the stone.
I just would respond, I am a stone, but I am from the river mountain.
Ah, good then. Blood doesn't have to worry about falling in and swimming after you. Good.
To fear.
Axel, could I please get a perception or investigation check, your choice?
Cool. I actually don't know. Do I just click?
Just click.
Ooh, did I just do it?
Yeah,
you did.
Yeah.
That is a 6, unfortunately. So, we've got a question. Does Blood talk in the third person? We're
Blood
finding out together. It sounds like he does.
does.
Blood does.
Blood does.
So 17 for the athletics check, 6 for the perception check. Blood. Your strong arms, the muscles, the tattoo sort of rippling across your biceps as you paddle the boat with speed, knowing that despite the danger of still water, not wanting to attract too much attention, the worst thing you can possibly do is wait too long, to be too slow. Curious eyes might be below looking up, and given that the light from above would still be a lot brighter than anything below, your silhouette of your boat is going to be very visible upon the surface. You need to get off this water quickly and efficiently until you know what dangers lurk beneath. Axel, this is your first time in Barovia. It's both of your first times in Barovia, obviously, and at the moment, your attention is very focused more upon what is immediately grabbing your field of vision. The mist swirling in the sky, the strange foliage, the twisted, gnarled tree trunks. And as you're sort of like trying to focus your attention on the water, you hear the howl of a wolf coming from the shore you just departed from. Spinning back, Axel, you spot a furry shape disappear into the underbrush a second later. What's worse, Axel, the mist is beginning to rise. Tendrils, almost like these long, sinewy tentacles, pushing out from the forest line, emerging across the lake, reaching towards your small boat. Despite the speed of your paddling, Blood, it's not long before the boat is surrounded by these swirling arms of smoky mist. A moment later, you hear the creak of wood. And as you look up, a large ship emerges from the fog. A schooner by your guess, Blood. Single mast, blood-red sails, swirled patterns across it, forming a spiral-like Triskelion design. But on the deck, there is no sound, no visible crew. The sheet hangs partially loose, the ropes have not been clipped. The deck is empty. As the boat slowly begins to move past, both of you feel a sense of foreboding about this ship. would you like to do?
Blood doesn't like the look of that.
I grab my shield from my back, put it onto my arm. I know threat.
Do you only have shield?
No. And then I open my cloak and you see all my weapons at my side with my axes very handy. You've seen me throw many a times.
I'd say you've seen. Good. I would say you the two of you have experienced one or two bouts of combat together. Blood. I don't say too much before we actually get to see it as a team together as a stream. But yeah, Axel starts off with the shield, but that's only to provide a bit of cover for the volley of weapons that emerge from underneath that gambes and the cloak. Blood. I mean, sorry for Axel. Blood has the massive club. Not much else is needed. You've not seen much else be used, and you don't get the sense that you think to Blood, he has a big hammer, and every problem is a nail.
Yeah.
It's probably the best way to describe that and sum that up. Yeah, that's what you see.
We fight then.
How far away is the boat?
At the moment, it's about 20, 30 meters away, moving through the mist. What's more disturbing at this point, as it gets closer and closer, you realize you can hear the occasional sound of this creaking wood, the sound of water lapping against its hull. There is no noise coming from the deck of the ship at all.
How far away is landfall from where we are?
At this point, you're looking across the lake. It's still another 200-300 meters as you look across the dark waters of the lake. You've paddled out a fair way. Interestingly, looking back, there's no way this ship could have emerged from behind you. You've come from the eastern shore. It's a shore. This massive schooner. This is an ocean-going vessel. It has appeared out of the mist. Yeah.
Is this an inland, like an inland lake?
I mean,
as far as we know.
Blood, it looks like a lake as far as you know. There was certainly no inlets or estuaries leading out to an ocean that you could see. I mean, as you taste the water, quickly dipping your finger and feeling I guess that'd be something that, for sure, I can see Meloran orcs using the traditional Polynesian wayfinding methods. Like, you take a quick moment, feel the temperature of the water, feel the currents, like test the salinity of the water. It's fresh water. It's definitely fresh water. Cold, very cold blood. You know that this lake is deep just by the temperature of the water. Very, very cold. This goes down a long way. And the currents, exceptionally still. Can I get another... Actually, no. You did roll survival... No, you didn't roll. I need a survival check, please. I'll see if there's anything else you learned from your quick examination.
Yeah.
Axel, as you sort of get your shield into position, getting defensive, as you look up onto the deck of the ship, still no signs of any figures. Still no signs of any movement. But the ship isn't sitting right in the water. You can't quite put your finger on it from this distance. Something about the way it's moving through the water doesn't feel right to you. Is that a 19? You're rolling well tonight. Matt normally likes to start off characters by rolling exceptionally well. I think Niles for his first few rolls was like a couple of nat 20s just in the first few sessions, just smashing them out.
I burn them all off early.
He burns them all off early.
Yeah, that's not good. Yeah.
Blood, yeah. Feeling the movement of the water, feeling the way that the currents and tides move through this, you know immediately this is fed by maybe one or two rivers tops. The water is still. There is no movement coming from the water itself.
Yeah.
What's more, a massive boat like this, just 10, 20 meters away, there should be wake from this. It should be displacing. We should feel the current pushing you away. There's nothing. The water is still. This boat is not touching the water, or it's not sitting in the water. You don't think this is real. Or at least if it is, it's floating on the very surface of the water, not displacing any of it.
Blood don't like this.
If you want to switch to first person, you're welcome to.
No, I'm committing to the bit.
Okay. Well, I think that sums up Curse of Strahd pretty well. If you look at the left-hand corner of your screen, we have two people who have committed to the bit with their character voices. Raph and Jacob, how are you guys going? How many lozenges do you need or honey lemon drinks do you need to consume at the end of each session?
Well, actually, the thing you'll find, Owen, is that we're professionals, so we kind of are able to put this in a place where it doesn't kill us. See, you're still learning it.
Hang on. Whoa. I don't want to jump in, but Raph, does Jacob speak for you? Because I'm not so sure he does.
Honestly, on this, yes, Styx's voice does.
I don't know. I've had to cover for
you,
Styx maybe twice. Fuck me, it is harsh. I'm at the end of the night. I'm like, okay, let's have enough of that. Blood and Axel, as you keep rowing, Blood, keeping the boat moving, knowing that there's something not quite right here. Axel, as you get your shield up over the side of the boat, it's a small fishing boat. Your shield it's pretty large. It's a decently sized shield, even not on a gnome. This is a decently sized shield. On a gnome, it's exceptional. You are the shield. When you hold this in front, there is only the shield and the tiny peak of your little red cap popping up the top. As you lock down the shield, protecting you and Blood from whatever could be coming from the boat, the mist begins to close in tighter and tighter, and then all of a sudden, gust of cold wind from the south pushes across. You feel the hairs on the back of your neck rise, and you watch as the ship retreats back into the fog, the mist dissipating and almost burning away under the assault of this cold wind. And as the ship slowly begins to sink back into the fog, the surface of the lake is calm and clear once more.
Well, that was something.
Is that normal?
That normal? I don't know. I don't know.
Are you sure? I'm giving you one more go.
I'm committing.
Okay. You don't have to. You've chosen this
I'm going
pathway
to.
for yourself. Okay.
No, it's happening.
Matt's going to.
You do have to commit now. You have said it.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Let's go with that.
It's at that moment you hear the sound of screaming. Looking over towards the almost southern bank of the lake, you can see a boat has overturned. Dark tentacles, Blood, rise from the water and grab at the ankles of a man clutching to the side of the boat, calling out for help. You can see a few other fishing boats dotted around, not visible before, but with the mist retreating under the onslaught of this cold southerly wind, you can now see a few other boats. Axel, from your vantage point, doing the quick mental calculus, none of these people are going to get there in time to save this person. You are the only two who are going to be close enough.
Blood, paddle harder.
As you paddle rapidly, Blood, Axel standing at the prow of the ship, reach in. What do you pull forth?
I think at this stage, I'd probably pull out my last, javelin, lock it together if it's some sort of, last one. And I'm knowing that this is the last one of these I have before it becomes hands-on combat from now on. And the second I'm in range of something that I could interfere with to free this person who is getting tentacles.
Yeah. As you lock in the javelin, clicking it together, this is a gnomish design. It's in 3 pieces that you have strapped underneath your cloak. Light, easy to click together, powerful. And because of that hollow central shaft, you can really get some distance on this as long as you've got a bit of strength behind it. As Blood pulls the boat in closer and closer, you see your opening. A large tentacle creature, not too dissimilar from an octopus, large central beak around this maw of tendrils. As it pulls itself free of the water, trying to grab at this man on the underside of his boat, clutching to the side of it desperately, you reach back, fling forth the javelin. I hesitate to ask for this, but could I please get a what we'll do this as an athletics or an acrobatics check, your choice, simply because we don't have any of the combat stats figured out for the Roll20 sheet. So yeah, athletics or acrobatics, your choice.
That'll be an athletics for me.
15. In the dark waters, the thrashing shape moving around, it's a tough hit. But you fucking nail it, Axel. As the javelin through the air strikes into the maw of this creature, you hear this ungodly as it pulls back into the water, splashing around this dark purple Icarus blood flooding out from the central wounds that you carved into this thing's abdomen. As it retreats back into the dark waters, you watch as the man on the deck of the ship, on the underside of his boat, looks up in horror and fear, expecting some new fresh hell to assault him. Instead, he sees a rather thick, with how many C's? 3 C's.
3.
Thick with 3 C's. A thick with 3 C's gnome standing heroically, shield now back on his back, arm still in the javelin throwing position, having like thrown it forwards, your fingers sort of out, one eye for aim as you look out, cap flowing majestically in the breeze, the 2 large curves of your mustache quivering in anticipation.
Blood
and then
is clapping in the background.
Yeah. And then just blood just clapping away in the background. In the interests of keeping things running really quickly, the man scrambles aboard your ship, introduces himself as Simon, having been through a pretty rough couple of days. There's been some horrible things going down. He guides you back to the village of Vallaki, as it is called.
Can I ask him a question real quick?
For sure.
Use the big boat too?
Big boat? I mean, your boat's, it's all right.
No. Big boat. Big. Schooner.
You mean the ghost ship?
Oh, yes.
Red sails. Stench of death coming from the decks. Cries of those who've been taken below.
Blood dogs think it smell that bad. Like death? Maybe.
It's a bad omen. If you've seen the ghost ship, you're cursed.
Oh no.
Is that blood really not giving a shit? Or just like, yeah, cool.
Yeah, it's like a
Oh,
real
no.
sarcastic. Oh,
Blood don't like curses. No good.
You'll need to speak to the priest, Father Zarovich, and get the curse removed.
What curse entail,
You watch as the fisherman leans in. Death.
No. Blood okay. Blood alive.
Did you see the ship as well? As he turns towards you, Axel.
What do you mean death?
Whenever
Seen
anyone,
the ship?
yes, anyone who's seen the ship, they go missing, normally wind up drowned, or their bodies come back in the water. The previous
Good
captain of the
grief.
guards, he'd seen the ship. We found his body 4 days after the liberation of our town, floating in the water.
Blood already missing in strange place. Fine. All good.
How close are we to the shore right now?
About 100 meters as blood's paddling.
I'm
with quite a lot of
just
gusto.
immediately looking back to the shoreline and thinking, I do not want to be on this lake any longer than I have to be.
Blood like the water. Reminds of home. Very good.
As you reach the water's edge, Simon takes you to the Blue Water Inn, buys you a round of drinks, whatever you'd like. He will buy you a round of. The beer, ale is not too bad. The wine, a little bit on the sour side. Apparently, they're waiting on a shipment to come in from a place called the Wizard of Wines. Sounds all right. But the company is great, and as he tells the tall tale of how you saved him from a pack of 3 monstrous tentacle creatures, another man enters the tavern, a younger man, probably in his 20s or 30s, dark hair, tied back. He's introduced to you as the Burgomaster, which seems like some sort of mayor, you think? Hard to say, but he does seem to be somewhat in charge. And as he takes you through a little bit of the situation and learns a bit more about you and what your situation is as well, lets you know that you're in Barovia, demi-plane sealed off from the rest of the worlds, ruled by an immortal vampire called Strahd von Zarovich. Understanding that you have no clues as to how to get home yet, he lets you know that there's this group who've traveled through before, been very, very helpful, traveled through before, called the Tempest excuse me, called the Tempest Guild. Great one to absolutely fuck up on that one. The Tempest Guild. Just a little burp in the middle there.
So dumb, Owen.
A little bit of ASMR, a little bit of burp ASMR for you. A group called the Tempest Guild, who've apparently been through this area. He doesn't give you too many details. Describes them in a little bit of detail for you. A soldiery man with a beret and a long coat, who swears a lot. Man dressed in armor with a large scar down his right eye. A blonde-haired man with a little goatee, who seems to smile all the time. And then a green-skinned goblin with blonde hair. A lovely little goblin girl who he says are apparently looking for a way out and might have leads on how to escape this place, Barovia. Blood and Axel, could I please get history checks to see if you have heard of the Tempest Guild before and what you know?
Oh my. Cool.
Just out of interest, just to see, because if it's some nat ones, I'm looking forward to it.
That's a 2.
That's a 2 from Blood. Nah. The events of Tyranny of Dragons. You know there was some bad shit with dragons and people were fucking up. You don't know who fixed it. You just had a bunch of tryhards from Oxenfurt fixed it somehow.
To be fair, like Blood is like geographically like fairly isolated.
Pretty far away.
Say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Axel, what was your history check? He's rolling it now. You can see the concentration. Ash, can you hear us? Are you okay?
I think he's having some internet troubles. He put something into the messenger saying that he can only hear and see Jacob, which is horrifying.
That is the
coming through
worst.
right there. Like,
what we will need to do, everyone will need to refresh, unfortunately.
Oh no. Okay.
It's all right. Easy enough to do. We'll quickly refresh. Stream, I won't go anywhere. You'll still see me for a moment, but just
I
refresh.
love that everything's dying at once today.
Yeah. That's the truth of it. All right. Everyone should be coming back online. Ash, can you see and hear us now?
Yes.
Hey!
I can see half of this.
Everyone will be coming back in. It just takes a second.
Cool.
Sometimes Video Ninja does this. If it ever crashes for any reason, when you come back, you only get the last connection that joined after you. So in this case, Jacob. So,
Thank you.
Axel, could I please get a history check to see if you've ever heard of the Tempest Guild before? I'm feeling good. 7. I'm not feeling that good. I mean, you know there was, again, same as Blood. You know there was some shit going down with dragons. You know some tryhards from Oxenfurt fixed it up. You know there was some sort of adventuring posse. You don't know what they were called.
I hear about a lot of things. It's more that I care to investigate further from.
Yeah.
People did heroic things. And I was like,
yeah. I don't want to make a joke that your ear's close to the ground, but we've done it and we're going to move on. So yeah, you get to hear all the rumors.
because that would be insensitive, and no one would make that kind of a joke.
Absolutely.
There's a line, okay?
There is, absolutely is. And that is how we catch you two up to the present. It's been 2 days since you arrived in Vallaki. Generally, you've not had to really pay for your drinks very much. As a massive thank you for saving Simon, you've actually been given board, food, and drinks at the Blue Water Inn within reason. Erwin Martikov has been keeping track of your drinks. Actually, that's a good question. Axel and Blood, what kind of drinks do you enjoy? How much do you enjoy?
I think I would be doing a practice, which is I know how much I need and I know how much this man would need. And we'd get the 2 big steins. I'd order what he has. And then as he's half done, I top him up. So he's getting 1.5 for every half. Because I know how people feel about portions. And I feel like,
I like this, man. Yes, very good.
You've not known each other for too long, but a fast and firm friendship has formed. A friendship formed by adversity, and now by being isolated in this strange demi-plane for some time together. You watch as the two of you, as Axel tops up your drink, Blood, as you get ready to enjoy another one of the fine Blue Water Pilsners. As you look towards the door, you hear a sudden screeching noise, akin to speech, but somewhat unintelligible, as a goblin leaps up onto the table, her cloak billowing dramatically behind her. You watch as a drake, a large dog-like dragon, fiery red scales, lets out a little belch of flame to kind of get attention on her. And then marching in behind her, a metal robot skeleton with what looks like real human teeth embedded into the bonework of its faceplate. Some sort of warforged maybe, but who the fuck would make a warforged that looks like this? You do not know. This is what haunts the faces and dreams of children each night. And then walking,
And so it should.
really overshadowed by the other two, just a man, graying hair, little beard, just wanders in, dark green cloak wrapped around the very, very fancily made armor. He just walks in behind, and as the goblin leaps up on the table, the goblin points at you, Axel, and screeches. Jacob was not ready.
What's up?
What does
Did
Tithla?
you also find an oven?
And now we are back up. The timelines converge, and we continue on.
Blood gets up very dramatically and goes,
We fight squid creature.
No, oven.
No, squid
Oven.
creature. Squid creature.
Ah,
You spent
Ben.
No.
this.
Oven.
I have a feeling this conversation's going to go on for a while.
Ben.
Blood thinks so too.
Okay, so that was not a no from. Sorry, I didn't mean you. I meant the grey one. I was grey
That's
for a
not-
bit.
You were grey.
Yeah,
Fighting
because I
an
fought an oven.
Did you win?
Well, no, I was grey.
What did you fight to turn you green?
Well, no, I got fixed. You know what? There's a lot of people listening. We're kind of making a scene here.
The tap room is silent as all faces and all eyes are now.
Tithla shouts at the room, "What are you looking at?"
There is a hurried sense of my business is elsewhere as the others go back to their drinks. Conversation starts up at a
Tithla
murmur.
shouts, "Round for everyone!"
There is a very, very quick yay! And you watch as Owen does a quick count and then looks towards you, Tithla, and holds up his hands, indicating he's going to need, looks like about 13 silver pieces.
Tithla's not looking because she doesn't have any money.
Yeah.
Or if Tithla sees, she'll just point at Killian.
What are
Killian.
you pointing at me for?
The bill.
Oh, yeah, sure. Round on Tithla, but I'll pay for it.
Yay, go Killian.
There's a chorus of a bit more confused than the first one, as you've kind of added provisions to this that the attendees of this, the patrons of this establishment don't really understand what you're saying, but they're happy to have a free round of drinks.
I just turn and go,
Add to Blood's tab.
Owen looks at you. This is an older gentleman, dark hair swept back, very hawk-like features, very sort of dark bags underneath his eyes, light peppering of a beard across his chin. You've met him, his wife, and his two children a couple of times. He's the I guess like the patron, no, not patron. What's what I'm looking for? The owner of this establishment, Owen Martikov. He's the one who's been letting you have food and drink not on the house, but on the tab of Ismark. And as you sort of call this out, you're like, "Oh yeah, put it on Blood's tab." You watch as Owen sort of like nods for him, leans on, and so as he gets a little bit close, leans in. You mean put that on Ismark's tab? You've been drinking on his dollar this whole time.
Oh. No. What?
Why do you think I haven't asked you for payment yet?
Oh. But Blood thought that because I saved man, we save man, we get free as hero, right?
I've still got to pay for those drinks somehow. They're not free for me just because you saved Simon.
Oh.
Is Simon here?
No, he is not here tonight.
Oh. Ismark, is it? He pay. He's fine.
I'm sure it's fine. Blood, you had so much to drink here.
Oh, yes.
Twice as much as me.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Does Blood have a drink in his hand at the moment?
That's a fair bet. Yeah, I'd say so.
I think Styx is just going to come up with the almost full pint that he got off old mate outside and just pass it across as well. Hello.
Thank Metal Man. Thank you. Metal Man?
You've seen Warforged before, Blood.
Teeth.
Yeah, true. It's a fair point.
What are you?
I am Styx.
What? What's Styx?
I am Styx.
But what Styx?
Oh god. I can see a pattern emerging. I don't like it.
I
It'll be
am
great for padding out the
me.
runtime.
This one not bunch of sticks. Like me?
Yeah, he's not a dryad like you.
Huh?
So,
What? Dryad?
yeah,
What dryad?
the
No.
girl dryad in front of me. I don't know what you're talking about.
No.
Yes,
Blood. Blood, you wish you were a female. I mean, the Meloran orcs are a matriarchy. That'd be sick. You wouldn't have been banished if you'd been a female. It would have been very convenient.
Very convenient.
Yeah. You'd have that spot on your heart where your home city would be tattooed would not be empty if you had two X chromosomes right now. Yeah.
No. Dryad, no.
Yes.
Orc, yes.
dryad.
No.
That's okay. We all live in denial sometimes. You'll accept it eventually.
This one, interesting.
Thank you.
Tithla,
That means the nicest thing.
as Blood refers to himself as a Meloran orc, you have heard that name before, and more importantly, Axel,
I
who
want to
did not
remind
roll.
you
Yes,
that
it's okay.
Tithla rolled a
Yep,
nat 1.
It's okay. I'm not. All I'm saying is you've heard that name before. I haven't said any further than that. All you know is
Where
you've heard
did
that
you hear
name
that
before.
term from? And why are you stealing it?
There's Meloran orc.
Axel,
I'm sure Meloran orcs do have blood, but you're a dryad, so like, how did you hear?
Why you think dryad?
Well, I just mostly from looking at you. I know you're not really meant to judge people by looking at them, but it's pretty distinctive.
Oh, this? No. That's blood power.
You use blood magic? You should
No.
be Killian.
My name. Blood. My name. Blood Gore, son.
Yeah,
What?
wait, whose son did you go?
No. Name. Last name.
Does it sound like? Okay, so wait, if I said to you, hello, my name is Tithla.
My name is Blood Gore, son.
Okay, blood or blood or blood or bleed?
Blood.
Blood. Okay.
Blood.
And what's your name, Mr. Fortin Oven?
Not an oven. Never an oven. I am Axel.
Did the
Son of
oven have an
Axel.
axle? Is that where the name came from?
All right.
I just give him a really strong look up and down to Tithla, and then I look across to Killian, and I like direct a lead to him and try and like work out what his like deal is. So I'm getting real strong. Tithla is party face leader of the troop with two big enforcers right now. I have a visual read or a change attention to one of the other figures.
you're getting the sense Tithla's not the decision maker. Styx seems to be not the decision maker either. Therefore, process of elimination must be Killian, right?
And Tithla doesn't pick up on that.
And I just very firmly to Killian say, "What are you here for tonight?"
We're here because we've been told that we can make some new friends.
Styx is absolutely going to pick Tithla up at this point and just walk maybe 3 paces away and put it.
Wait, no, how will they hear what I have to say?
You walk around with that one?
Yes, Tifla's one of my traveling companions and friends, along with Styx. We also have a wizard with us called Jonor, and a couple of other companions who are scattered around the land.
Is he in the water again?
Sorry,
Are you
Josh.
drowning, man?
Your microphone's too. I reckon.
I'm in the
Curse is
water.
taking me.
I
I'm
reckon-
hearing underwater.
It's not just you. No, I think. The curse. That's right. The curse of the.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. I think it's par for the course tonight. To be honest, this is just what we're working.
Is it
with.
okay now?
It's perfect. I reckon your microphone has about a 3 centimeter grace zone, where if you move away from that area, it's not happening.
Do I sound fine like this when I do this?
Yeah, baby. That actually sounds okay the whole time. I'm not. It's only when you do Killian's voice that it just goes like, no,
Yeah.
nah,
It can't handle it. I don't know why.
can't handle it.
Can't handle posh British.
Oh,
Is that what you were going for?
That's what I was going for. Yeah. Obviously, wasn't coming across.
The microphone wasn't letting it. What can
That's
I say?
right.
Do you want to say that again,
Did you
Josh?
hear any of what I said?
Barely. Do you want to say it again?
So, yeah.
Just for
All
safety.
right, I'll just do it. I'll do it in my
word
normal
listening is
voice because
easy,
that
yes.
seems to be what's getting picked up currently. What did I say? Is the question. Yes, we have been travelling together. Myself, these two, they're both my friends. We've also got a wizard, Jonor, who's in the town at the moment, and we've got a couple of other companions that are dotted around Barovia doing various things. They are the Tempest Guild, and I've sort of attached myself to them. We're currently looking for 2 people to help us get across the lake. Experience with boats. You look,
Yes.
judging by the Squidmen conversation you were having.
Blood is well versed with boats.
And I'm never going on the water again.
So I'll have trouble.
You and Killian will get on just fine.
Low blow.
We hear that you have a way out of Barovia. Is that right?
We have a couple of ideas of how to get out. One of them we'd rather not do, and the other one is going to take us a lot to achieve. But yes,
Oh, well, blood.
Is it
Interested.
is it a long walk?
a very long walk.
How long?
I mean, how long is a piece of string?
What?
It's long.
Yeah.
Right. It's an infinite piece of string. It could we've got to pretty much go all over the lands and find. Owen can correct me on this. These red gems.
Oh.
I was given one of them by somebody who I believe was a member of the Tempest Guild before I met this group. They were looking for them, and you need to collect an amount of these to be able to get out of here.
This is one of the theories that you were told by one of the earlier. So when a member of the Tempest Guild, but one of the earlier adventurers you bumped into from Nostea, I believe it was a Dragonborn.
Yes.
It was. I've got the name right here. It was Fenric Sagespark, a red Dragonborn. He believed that the key was in essentially gathering these gemstones together. If you could find. He'd been told by the Vistani, he'd been sold this by one of the Vistani, if he could find enough of them, he'd be able to activate some sort of magic and take himself home. It's as you say this again, Killian, the first time you kind of address this since you first brought it up with the party, you're realizing potentially these gemstones. He believed it, 100%. Fenric was very much in belief that this was the way to get out. You're starting to notice potentially some holes in his plan, namely that it looks like he might have got this from a member of the Vistani, who do sell the idea that they have a secret way out of Barovia to gullible fools.
This was like just for my own knowledge. Well, not really. Was Fenric inside
Yeah, he was. So there were two groups of people, two groups of adventurers who went missing, and that's why the Tempest Guild were kind of sent. So Tithla, Jonor. It's just Tithla and Jonor from the original crew, and Theo. But Theo's not here with us right now. But yeah, Tithla, Jonor, and Theo from the original crew who were sent to basically try and track down what had happened to these adventurers. A group called the Twin Moons and a group called the White Banner. Other adventuring guilds, not affiliated with the Tempest, but I as a competitors to the Tempest, and the search has not gone well so far. I think you found the remains of 3 of them.
Oh shit!
It's not been great. Yeah, but that was the entire spark of this was, hey, these people went to go investigate this weird town covered in mist and they haven't come back. Can you just go make sure that they're not like lost or something? Yeah. Maybe your vision, Blood, included 2 moons hanging low in the sky, the 2 moons of Nostea, and then a banner rising up before them, and then a storm with lightning crackling across its surface.
Yeah, that's cool.
The vision that led you here.
Yeah, that's sick. I like that.
Yeah. We'll explore more backstory as and when we write it.
Right after these messages.
As we get to it.
Word from our sponsor.
We don't have one. But when we do, I'll edit it in here. As you're kind of discussing this here, Killian, you're realizing that doesn't sound super legit as you say that back out loud for the first time. I mean, you do have your other current plan, the one that involves you traveling around Barovia, creating yourself a network of allies to stand against the powers of Strahd and Sergei, and you know that, you know for a fact that Strahd has said multiple times that if you work for him, he'll let you go.
Yeah, that's the one that we don't want to do.
Yeah, but it stands to reason that if he claims that he can let you go, it means he has a way to get out, right? You don't have to work with him to get it. There's other ways to acquire that. You don't have to, but you do. You seems like you do potentially know of a way out. And also the abbot as well. When you were speaking with him after you purified the abbot, he was convinced that once the dark powers of Strahd and Sergei were gone, the mists would be a passageway once more, a door that opened in 2 directions. So you've got a couple of leads on ways to get out. It's not just these gemstones that you're now starting to realize. I mean, as you look at it, Killian, you've never even checked if this is a gemstone. This could just be glass. You have not investigated. This was passed into your hands by a dragonborn bleeding out, and you were told, yeah, this is how you get out. You're like, okay. Tuck that away for later. This is important. Better keep this safe. Yeah. Unfortunately.
Keep this for another time. Yes, we have a couple of ways that we could get out of here, but yes, at the minute we're looking to go across the lake, and if you say that you're also from the same place as my friends,
From
then
Nostea?
yes, and Axel, are you from there as well?
Yes.
Then maybe we should travel together, and you help us get across the lake, and we can work together.
Axel, are you going to be okay on the lake?
If it gets us out, I will.
Do you want
When we
me
get
to-
told we would die on the lake, no, that's fine.
Oh, Simon, man, tell us we cursed because we saw a ship.
The schooner.
Yes.
Shit, I saw it as well.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Curse, it's not bad. We do just die. A couple of days.
I've done that once already. I don't want to do it again.
Oh.
I got stabbed and I got pushed in the very lake that we're looking to cross.
Oh.
Not better.
That.
You hear,
pretty
sorry,
bad.
no, we need to hear that line from Raph. You hear from over the side, from as Styx has like Tithla in a headlock. You hear,
But he got better.
perfect. Thank you, Raph. Perfection. I love it. I love a Monty Python reference. Excellent.
See, Axel, not bad. He come back. It's fine.
Sure, I guess things work differently here. We want to get out. The 2 of us have made a pact, and we would be keen to work with you, and we can keep you safe while we travel.
You
That is-
appear to be capable warriors. Is that true?
Yes.
I just like bring down my club and just kind of like pat it in my hand.
How capable?
Very.
Puffing my chest.
I mean,
I think-
oh, sorry, no, you go, Axel. You go.
Oh, I was just gonna say, in condensation or beer on the table, I would draw the figure of the octopus that we fought in the lake and the scale of the boat, and said, "We saved a man from this. That is why we are here. I have saved many people from many an arrow for many years, and the two of us have been traveling and keeping ourselves safe in Barovia for 2 days. We have survived."
All right.
As blood puffs out his chest, Killian, this is your first time seeing a Meloran orc. You've seen orcs and half orcs before, but yeah, there is something a bit different about blood. The shape of the face, the body structure as well, muscly and strong, but this lithe kind of I want to say a lithe kind of profile, and the driftwood kind of growing out from his arms. You don't know if that's a Meloran orc thing or a blood thing, but no one's commenting on it, and you're not sure why, because there's literal pieces of driftwood growing out of his arms like armor. More importantly, a lot of his body is covered in these intricate tattoos. In the very center of his chest, an enormous spiraling tree, almost a very Celtic-like design. Across his arms, shoulders, and neck, though, you can see other patterns, not just designs of shapes, but also depictions of events. On his upper right shoulder, you can see the small figure of what you think might be Blood, wielding his massive club. Matt, could you roll me a D100? Let's see what mighty creature Blood has killed to adorn his body with the tattoo of that conquest. Let's see. Why not, hey?
Please be the Goose Hydra.
Please be the what, sorry?
The Goose Hydra.
That'd be pretty funny.
I rolled a 6, so
Okay, let's have
fun
a
with
look.
that.
Oh, I can't access my normal fucking D&D Beyond being down. Hang on, it's okay. I've got another one.
Okay.
You just have an animal
Ooh,
table?
Okay.
Yeah.
You see the figure. A fish-like creature, crest of spines around its head, wielding a mighty trident, a shield made from a shell. Some sort of Sahaugen, maybe, Killian, but far more than an ordinary Sahaugen. You can see, based on the large size, it's almost twice as large as Blood. At least the tattoo depicts it that way. And the spikes on the trident indicate this is some sort of Sahaugen princeling. This is a Sahaugen deep caller. Actually, you might not know that. Can you roll me a history check? Let's see. Well, you know it now. Fuck it. I don't care. You know it now. This is Sahaugen Deep Caller, a Sahaugen from the deep depths of the ocean, one who can call upon beasts to fight for them, creatures of the dark Pesopelagic. Is it Pesopelagic zone? The like that zone of nightmare color where no light penetrates. The fact that Blood has faced this, I mean, ostensibly based on this tattoo, one-on-one combat. Pretty impressive.
I bring the club down and go, boom!
Yeah, probably an epic fight distilled down into one sentence. Well, I don't know if it even qualifies as a sentence. Club go down and boop is how that went.
I don't think I'm that phased by all of the wood on Blood's body. Killian's brain is instantly going to Druid.
That's fair. Yeah, no, that's fair.
And looking over Axel with the big shield, instantly thinking probably some sort of fighter frontliner type. But I'm just going to look over both of them and then look at myself and Styx. I mean, you say you've only been here for 2 days. The Tempest Guild have been here for 2 weeks, maybe?
Maybe 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, 2 to 3.
And I've been here for a month, maybe 2 months. So, I mean, the lands here are very treacherous, and I don't mean to insult either of you, but maybe a sparring match to test, see what you're capable of.
Did you say spa?
Yes.
Oh, would you enjoy?
It's his second favorite spar, fighting. fighting match.
Ah. First bar in the water.
Oh, Blood. City of Drifthaven, around the outer edges of the relaxation pier.
Yeah.
The warm waters.
Yeah.
Where the fish
water
come and eat
in
all the dead
Drifthaven
skin
are
off
like-
you. Yeah. Yeah.
Delicious. Delicious?
Yeah.
Ooh. Mint fish. Yeah. You go fight.
I pat Blood on the back, and from beneath my jacket, I pull out one of my hand axes, twirl it, and just smack it into the table in front of us. And
You hear from behind you,
Alright.
Axel. What the fuck? Do you know how expensive this furniture is to replace? I've had enough of people scratching their names in the fucking tables. As you look around and see Owen standing there, having brought over some drinks for you. You slam your axe into the wooden table.
Yeah.
He looks and goes, who's going to pay for this?
Would you like to see a trick? Would it make you happy if I showed you a little trick? If I made this better?
If it may, yes, with that qualifier, yes.
I
would
just
like to
pull
see
the
it.
axe. I wriggle the axe back out of there, and then
Splinters
I
come with it. You watch as
place
he
my
like
hand
winces.
across the top of it, and I said, "No more hole." My hand's just on top of it.
Let's
There is no hole there. You can't see anything. It's all good.
You watch as Owen looks down at your hand covering the hole, and then slowly kicks the chair out from underneath you. Could I please have a dexterity saving throw?
That's fine. I was gonna say that I was casting mending.
Oh, okay,
area of the
okay.
table, but I'm happy to take the spell.
If you're casting a spell, mending has verbal and somatic components.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah,
you're
sorry,
if you're
don't worry about
clearly
it.
that's okay. If you're clearly saying and doing stuff, if you're not just trying to cover it with your hand, if you also then start speaking,
I'm doing the
Yeah.
oh look, this is a magic trick,
Yeah.
like la 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 la. I rolled that dex check. How did that go?
15. It's
15,
very,
pretty
very
good.
nice. As he kicks the chair out from underneath you, you're ready. You've done this before, Axel. This isn't the first time you've done this trick, and you know normally people aren't happy when you have to quickly cast mending. You're already up on top of the table. As he kicks the chair out from underneath, you're balancing on the edge of your shield, your hands still on the table. As you finish chanting in your arcane language, as you then reveal perfection. You watch as Owen pauses for a second, reaches over and rubs his finger across the edge of the table, feels his hand, goes, I was sure that was going to be an illusion. I think I owe you a mild apology. Sorry about that.
No, I shouldn't have put my axe in your fine table. I forgot where I was.
It's just my grandfather carved these, and they're quite precious to me, but we need to say no more about
It
it.
won't happen again.
Can we fight in here?
Absolutely fuck no.
Are you sure?
Yes, get
Well,
out.
Why don't we go to the guard station? They probably have training grounds there, don't they?
Which is Owen just nods, just points outside the door. Not in here. No, signs on the door. Signs on the door. You're being given food and board here, and you lot have stayed here before. Most of you.
Hello.
Hello. Wait, I've seen you somewhere before.
Hi.
My son has a figurine
Hello.
of you.
Oh,
Yes, there's figurines of all of us out there. They're collectibles, apparently.
What? You have figurine?
Yeah.
Why?
You've not
I don't
been
know,
to
we've-
Blinsky's toy shop, then, Blood and Axel. How much of Valaki have you explored at this point? I
2
haven't seen
days.
you leave the tap room very much.
No.
Might want to take a stop by Blinsky's toy shop then.
Do I get figurine?
Shrugs.
It's kind of an exchange for money sort of deal, so you can get figurine.
Or doing something heroic.
Oh. Ooh, I like. Blood like heroic.
Sorry, and blood is you.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, good.
We fight.
All right.
Let's
Let's go
Outside.
to the guard post and fight.
Perfect. As the 5 of you make your way outside into the streets, you can see that the evening's chill has begun to settle upon the town of Valaki. No problem for Axel as you pull your warm cloak around you. It's No issue at all dealing with the cold. Tithla, same for you. Killian, you've also got a warm cloak. Styx, you don't really have nerves, so like cold isn't really a factor for you to worry about too much. But Blood, it's pretty chilly out. You're only wearing clothing from the waist down, my friend. You watch as one of the visible nipples hardens quite obviously enough to put out.
Glass with those.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you watch as on the other side the leather tense just slightly from the strap that holds across the shoulder brace of driftwood.
Blood is trying really hard to like just not be phased by this, but it's pretty cold, right?
It's chilly. Yeah. Do you want to make
even for a sailor on the ocean? Like, it's just pretty cold.
Do you want to make me a Constitution save? Let's let the stats speak for it.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
Surely Blood'd have a beer blanket on, right?
Yeah.
Can that be with advantage?
Or
Yeah.
I will lower the DC. I'll lower the DC. Given that he's currently slightly inebriated. Thing is, the alcohol dilates your outer blood vessels, which means that you feel warmer at first, but you actually cool down way quicker because
Is
the
this a
surface. Constitution saving throw, yeah, because the capillaries now, which are open, the capillaries have opened and dilated, allowing all of your nice warm core blood to get out to the periphery, which is where the cold is. Now that's all bringing back that nice cold blood back to your heart, and your heart's like, ah! And so you're much more likely to get hypothermia if you're in a very, very cold environment and you're drunk.
Is it with advantage?
No, but I will adjust it. I'm not going to bother adjusting the DC. That's a 22. Blood's fine. Blood, nah. You've been out in squalls up near the north of Nostea, traveling around the frozen wastes of Northgard. You've seen the ice giants moving through the frost. These massive glaciers that have broken down through the top of the northern part of the continent of Northgard, called the ice giants. You've seen them rise like towers of ice in the fog. This is nothing. This is just a chilly night. As condensation forms on your nipple and drips down. It's a visible distance. You're fine. No problems. Yeah,
It's fine.
it's not that cold. It's getting really hot in here. I don't know what's going on. As you make your way over
Be
towards...
careful swinging that thing around. It looks like a weapon on its own.
Yeah.
What? What you mean? Oh. Sorry.
I love the apology. As if there's something you could have done differently here. No, I just forced this on you for some reason. I don't know what's going on there. As you make your way over towards the guard tower, Blood's awakening things in me. As you make your way over towards the guard tower and the training grounds situated in front of it, as it's currently the night shift, the training grounds are empty and deserted. You get the sense that probably most of the guards who are doing their night shift, the ones who aren't there who normally would be training, have gone to bed. It is nighttime and quite chilly. But as you assemble in the training yards, no sign of Jonor or Amelia yet, but training grounds are yours to use as you see fit. You can see a few training dummies. There's a few what look like hastily made barbells, massive rorts of what looks like junk iron that have been affixed inside of barrels on the side of these long poles. Probably slag from the blacksmiths that's just being used to help sort of train musculature, train strength. What would you like to do? How will you prove your combat prowess, Killian?
How would you like to do this? Should we take up and fight each other in the center of this place? A little spar, not anything too strenuous on ourselves. Or should we, I don't know, test out ourselves against some training dummies? What would you like to do?
I'm going to say, as the DM, given that you don't have your current combat stuff set up on these sheets, we're going to be rolling with athletics, acrobatics, or your spellcasting modifier of your choice. So it's not going to be a round of combat. I cannot put us into initiative because we don't have character sheets that allow for that.
We can do descriptive combat.
We can do descriptive combat, exactly.
Yeah.
Jacob, I need a D&D Beyond update. How's it looking, buddy?
You asked me not to tell you again. I don't know what more you want from me.
I want you to tell me if it's up. So I'll take your silence as the answer.
Have you got it up yet, Jacob?
Jacob struggles to get it up. It's a real problem.
Great question.
There are some pills we could help you with that, Jacob, but I don't think we've brought them tonight. But once we get those shipped out to you, hopefully you'll be able to
They're
get it
sitting
up.
right off screen there, you know.
They are off screen with Jacob. Whenever you want those pills, mate, they're right there off screen for you.
Hey.
So, as you
But
get,
in all seriousness,
it's not a
erectile
cool, thank you.
dysfunction is fine. Some people will struggle with it, some people
So,
don't. It's okay.
as you look around the training grounds, Blood and Axel, the drake that has accompanied Tithla, it's big. Like, really outside of the tavern, you're really kind of seeing it for the first time.
D&D.
We had some. We've had obscenities come at ED&D, which is gold tier.
Oh, wow.
It's fantastic.
That's brilliant.
Well done, sir. Well played. Salute you. The drake is big. It's definitely bigger than you, Axel. Blood, if this drake was to jump up on its hind paws, it'd be almost as tall as you.
Actually, that's a good question. How tall is Blood?
That's a good question.
So Meloran generally range between sort of 5'8" to 6'2", 6'3". They're generally quite tall, quite lithe.
Yeah, I'm probably on the taller end of that scale. Yeah.
Yeah. Probably around the 6'2" mark then by that sounds. And at the other end of the scale, Axel, as a rock gnome who has kind of the Svirfnibble and the deep gnome kind of features as well. How tall are you pushing?
I would headbutt your belts, guys. I'm 3 foot flat at best. Yeah.
And that's the cap as well.
How
It's
tall is
including
Tithla?
About there, yeah.
pretty short.
About there? Okay.
Yeah, Tithla's about there too.
Cool.
Styx, for if you were wondering, the only thing more terrifying than Styx in his current form is Styx towering over the rest of you. And I am pleased to report Styx towers over all of you. This skeleton
Whoa.
figure. Because you're what, 6 foot? How tall are you, Styx? You're pretty tall.
It was like somewhere between 6'4" and 6'6".
Yeah.
I can't remember what we
Oh
said.
shit.
He's a
Yeah.
tall...
6 is 6'6". I like that. That's
Styx 6'6".
Yeah,
That's,
yeah,
I think it has to be canon now. If it's not, we'll
yeah.
update the character sheet. Raph, we'll check in next week and see how you went finding his height. I'll give you a hint. Character description. You're in the right. You're getting warmer. You're in the right spot.
I'll just update that now.
Oh, okay, great. If you've got access, fantastic.
brilliant.
Raph's having no troubles getting it up. If you were wondering,
wow.
as you get into the training yard,
Also, he claims.
a group of tall motherfuckers, a group of short motherfuckers, and Killian at 5'8", 5'7".
Owen, can I interrupt real quick?
Yeah.
And
What's
if
new?
you're not running.
Yeah. Cool.
Working
Thanks,
with-
mate.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you.
Killian is 6 foot on the nose.
6 foot on the nose, which in this group normally would classify you as a tall person, but not with this group, unfortunately. You are bang on average right now, Killian. As you assemble in the training yard, the bucket of wooden swords, spears with no blade attached, a few bows as well. What would you like to do?
So, what's your preference? Should we fight each other or hit some dummies?
Would rather fight each other, but Man and Sky tell us no good, so...
You can, no, you can. I hear message from spirits. Blood hears spirit message. To shed blood in this place, bad omen.
But we can.
That's why blood use club. No blood. Yeah. We'll do a descriptive combat, so we'll be using your athletics and things like that. That's absolutely
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I think Styx just kind of puts his arm off to the side a little bit and just and the sun sword goes like full lightsaber.
For Matt and Ash, who don't know what wow means,
No, I got it.
Oh, okay.
Fantastic.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Styx, as he holds out his hands, you watch as the inner part of his wrist opens up, a little bit Transformers style, as the wrist opens up, pushing out what looks like a handle and hilt into his blade, into his hand, and then a sudden burst of yellow-orange light as a blade of what looks like almost like light, sunlight itself, emerges from this handle in Styx's hand with a very distinctive noise. Do you want to make it again for us, Raph, just so I can soundbite this for later? It's original. I've never heard anything that resembles this before. It's incredible.
Yeah, I made it
And
up.
perfectly timed. We've got Styx's artwork up on screen. As this sword manifests itself into being made of light. Some might call it a light sword. There's other types of things you call it. Sabers as well, I've heard thrown around. But yeah.
Saber of light.
Exactly. Yeah.
Is that strong weapon of yours?
I believe so.
Hit with that.
All right. Not sure
take a
at
step
what.
back.
At me! Name it that.
Styx takes a overhand swing at Blood, not probably aiming for a limb rather than anything that would just like kill him. Something. That
Yeah,
we
you don't
can
want to chop
put
his head
back
off.
on
Much
if we
better,
need to.
much kinder to chop off an arm. Yeah, for sure.
We can put that back.
Could you? Yeah, that's true. As well, it depends. What class are you playing, Raph?
I have no idea.
As you swing down with your swords. It's funny because he doesn't. As you swing down with your sword, could you please make me an athletics or acrobatics check with your sword?
Yeah, you're gonna love this. It's still saying building your character.
No, you gotta just close it and reopen.
Oh, you gotta reopen
Tried that
it.
like
Yeah.
4 times.
No, just redo
Right,
it.
I'll just do it again. Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's worked before.
Well, if it's worked, how are you in this situation?
Hang on, Raph, jump out. Let me know when you're out. Let me know when you're out. I'll do it now.
Out of what?
That's great.
Have you closed it? Have you closed that window
Hey.
with the character sheet? Okay, cool. Give me 2
Oh, yeah.
seconds. I'll get it going now.
Have you still got it up and are you out?
Oh, this is just
I
great,
love it.
guys.
I love it. This is a
good.
great night.
You love to see it.
I assume we can just delete this entire episode, right?
I think we should keep it just as an example of what not to do.
Oh, and that hurts.
Yeah, good.
That's great.
That's what you're gonna have to deal with. Okay.
That's what you get when you fall in love with it.
Oh, keep going. Keep going.
Okay.
So Tithla's a bard, is what I'm like.
Actually, no.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That was
that's
Jacob.
right.
You can hear the difference in the voice.
Okay.
That was a lot higher pitched. Tithla doesn't sit quite as
You know
high.
what?
Tithla's what?
Tithla doesn't sit quite as high.
Yeah, okay, a little bit
Yeah.
lower. Yeah.
Yeah, it's more like nasally a little
Ah.
bit. You hear the difference
It's
there?
like coming from like the back of the
It
Yeah.
really sits right at just at the back of the skull. Yeah.
back of the skull. Yeah, that's right.
Raph, I don't know why
Can't
technology.
get it up, but can get to the back of the skull.
I don't know why technology hates you, mate. It does seem to hate you
Yeah.
tonight. This is it.
Yeah.
You are correct. This is not working. The good news
Well,
is
that's all right. You just tell me what the number is and I'll roll it.
exactly
What's it?
right. That's exactly right.
Incredible.
I think we did a good job vamping for him.
Yeah, go team.
Go team.
Yeah.
7 plus whatever the fuck.
So
it.
7 plus your strength, which is a 14. That's only going to be a 9 as you swing down with your weapon. Blood. Styx being so tall and so, I guess, large, you're aware of the hesitancy. There's not been a lot of lead into this. You've all just suddenly decided you're going to like strike at each other. And Styx isn't that, like, you can see that he's not really wanting to go for a killing blow. And as Styx swings down with the sword, you nimbly dodge to the side, just ducking out of the way as the sword passes through the air. No whoosh of air, almost no like displacement. Sometimes you can feel like the something physical moving through and past the area where you just were. There's none of that wash of air. The sword just seems to pass through the air with this faint, and as the light
And what you
shines
do
from it,
notice is in the draft of the swing, it's almost got like an ozone smell in the air
there's a
as
warmth.
it goes through.
Yeah,
That's cool.
but as it
What
swings,
does ozone smell like?
so
Well,
ozone
a
is
lot
this.
like ozone.
That's like the
That's
thunderstorm smell. It's like the thunderstorm smell.
There's this. Yeah.
Blood probably loves that. He smells. It's like, smell good. Smell like home.
It's dawn. It's good.
Oh, it's good, yeah.
His zone is good.
I love ozone. It's just like walked in.
Yeah, it smells nice. Yeah. And as the sword swings past, yeah.
You try again. Try again.
All right. You want me to hit you?
Yes, we sparring. Fight me.
All right. I'll swing and aim for his body this time.
Nice.
Oh, I do not much better.
That's only going to be an 11. Styx, you swing down again. Blood, his heart's not in it. Like he's not trying to hit you. You can tell. Like there's a sense, Blood. Styx knows what this weapon does. You don't. Styx doesn't really want this to touch you. And you're wondering if maybe there's a good reason for that. As the second swing goes a little bit wide. Yeah. You can see that there's this poise, this fighter stance that Styx has taken on. The movements are swift and rapid. Styx isn't trying to hit you.
Is this best you've got? Blood is bored.
Okay. I'm
Natural
gonna
20. I can feel it.
I'm gonna put my sword away.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try and punch Blood in the face.
Okay. Outstanding. Natural 20. I can feel it. Let's go. Come on.
Come on.
Oh, mate. That's a 4. Raph, what have you done to anger technology? What have you done?
Hell yeah.
If AI ever takes over, all we have to do is just get Raph promoted to like AI repairman. Problem solved. He will absolutely fuck that shit up for us.
This is great.
It's incredible. That's a total of...
I know you were. I know you were adding the +2 was from Styx's strength, wasn't it?
Yeah. Proficiency bonus
Would you
too.
have
It should be a bit
proficiency as
higher.
well? Yeah.
I don't think it's... I still think it's still going to be like a 14.
On that 9?
Would 15 hit Blood?
Probably not. Maybe. Not sure.
Just check
Let's retcon it. Let's retcon it. Let's swap the things around.
Yeah, sure.
Let's retcon it. So what we'll do, we'll swap the numbers around. The two strikes with the sword. Yeah. I mean, as I said, we're working with not our characters. So as the two swings with the sword, Blood. Yeah, Styx isn't trying to hit you. As soon as the sword goes away, you're kind of like, your guard drops for a little bit. I mean, he's just put away his weapon. What's he gonna? And then the fist comes out of nowhere, slams right into your face, spins you round. A perfectly aimed shot. Not to your nose to break it, onto the cheek to spin you away. Not enough to cause damage, but enough to send you kind of like tumbling back a little bit and to realize, oh, okay. No, he if he wants to, yeah, it turns out he can. As the fist connects.
Blood smiles. That's more like it. Blood will then try and punch in.
Fantastic. Would you like to also make an athletics or an acrobatics check to punch him?
Absolutely. Did you say acrobatics?
Athletics or acrobatics, your choice.
Beautiful.
We'll use this as a 25. See what I mean about Matt rolling like really, really well early on.
Yeah, it's not gonna last.
6. Actually, yeah, sorry, Blood. What are you aiming for? How are you doing this? What does the blow look like?
Blood kind of like looks Styx up and down. He's a metal man. He's never like Blood hasn't fought many metal men. Surprisingly,
there's not a lot of Warforged out on the open ocean for very good reason.
For good reason.
They're all at the bottom of the ocean.
That's right.
There's a few on the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah. Blood probably like in the moment, like he wants to just go and like crack him back in the face, but he's a bit taller, and in the moment, like he kind of like evaluates all of this, like Sherlock Holmes like montage style. He just does a sweeping leg and tries to like just throw him off balance.
Nice. As the leg comes out of nowhere, Styx. You've only got a single eye. Depth perception's not really your strong suit. As the leg comes out of nowhere and sweeps around your ankles. You stumble a little bit, having to catch yourself on the nearby fence to avoid dropping to the ground, leaving you wide open. You watch as Blood stands above you, fist ready, and smiles as he looks down at you. It was good. It was good. He returned that well.
Styx just starts laughing.
I've missed that sound.
Is Metal Man hurt?
No, that was fun.
Oh, it was fun too.
All right. Styx gets up.
Over with
Why you
Axel
no hit
and-
with sword? What?
No, you guys go. You guys go.
Oh, I'm going to go over to one of the test dummies and I'll put the sword back out again and just cut the dummy in half.
We're gonna roll for it. We're gonna roll for it, Raph. I want to see what the roll does. Nice try. Come on, baby. What should be a natural 20? Come on. 6, way better. Yeah. That'll be a 23. 23?
Cool.
22. Styx. How do you do this?
Just straight across on kind of like a diagonal shoulder to hip kind of thing, cut straight through it, and both sides are kind of smoking and burnt.
I love the idea you summon the sword as part of the motion. As you swing your hand around, the blade appears just at the right point to cut through the dummy and then disappears just as quickly. There's this sudden flash of light, the smell of burning, that ozone suddenly coming through, and then you watch as that top half of the dummy slowly slides down the gap that Styx has cut as it drops to the ground. Burned. This, both edges, the hay still smouldering slightly, the wood completely cut through. This smoky, burning, charred surface where his blade has passed through the edge of the training dummy.
I did not wish to do this to you.
Oh, you could try. But I appreciate all the same.
Okay.
Tithla and Axel, while the Styx and Blood are kind of going for it, the two of you, I'm thinking, given the I guess like similarities you have in height, the similarities you have in clothing and attire, as you kind of sort of cool. As you two stand
and
opposite.
there's more to people than the way they look. Okay.
Well, that's what we're about to discover. What shared interests you have. I'm opening this up for you to discover those shared interests. But as you kind of
Could
stand
be a
back,
very short fight.
well, I mean, we'll watch as Axel summons an oven, puts Tithla in it, and then leaves. As that's his special power. We've created a new custom subclass for the sorcerer. It's called the Oven Summoner.
Oven
Mancer.
Oven Mancer, yeah.
Oven Mancer, yeah. It's a very special, very highly technical subclass. Unfortunately, we can't show it tonight because the character sheet's not working, but next week, it's
Well, on that, I do have news, Owen.
it's still not working, thank you.
Still not working.
Yeah. Amazing. I know when it's going to be working, and it's when I say, all right, everybody, good night. We'll see you all next time. And then as I close off, there's going to be a little pop-up in the side of my screen. Fucking working once more.
That's a weird pop-up.
Yeah, it is.
So
as the two of you,
Axel, is your name Axel? Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and as you're starting to talk to me, I'm putting my shield back on and looking at you and cracking my neck and taking off my jacket and throwing it on the side. And I said, do you fight on your own or do you need your pet?
That's a very rude thing to say. Why would we fight? I just met you.
Isn't that what we are here to do, to show what we can do?
I mean, I can if you want. Also,
pull out an
for the
axe.
sake of my friend.
How's your friend? Does your friend fight by your side?
Well, I mean, all my friends fight by my side.
Not all of them.
Is anyone standing by his side right now?
No. Tithla is standing there. She's all alone.
Oh.
Okay.
this is clearly
I
a
am
child
definitely-
goblin, Axel. You reckon she's maybe like in human years, 14. In goblin
I
years,
turn-
probably 5.
Okay. In that case, off the cuff of that response, I turn to Killian and I say, are you ready? I'm not fighting a kid.
That's fair.
I've walked a little bit away. There's a bit of between the two of us, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm ready. And then as I say that, this radiant pistol appears in my hand, and I just point it at you, and I fire 2 Eldritch Blasts at you.
Fucking hell.
Amazing. Oh.
Could you please
This
roll with
land
us?
is tough.
This land is
Tithla's-
tough.
Tithla's in the middle of saying, did you need me to hang on to something for you? And then that was a blast off.
He watches the 200 blast the gnome.
I shall roll.
Let's have those rolls
shall
with
roll
your
2
charisma,
attacks.
please. Yes.
This is natural 20.
Oh shit.
You watch as Axel barely gets the shield. Actually, no, you put the shield away and got the axe out. You watch as...
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
No, I meant that I had both.
Oh, had the shield and the
Got
axe.
hand axe and
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You watch as Axe. It's a natural 20 and a 19. So that's definitely 2 hits. As the Eldritch blasts fire towards you, Axel, it is only the natural skill that you've honed over as a gnome, you live for hundreds of years, over hundreds of years of combat. It is only that quick instinct that gets your shield up in time as the Eldritch blasts slam into the surface of the shield. Instantly, a new crack appears in the top corner as a section of the Eldritch blast slams through the shield. You watch as a splinter of wood disappears and then embeds itself into the side of the guard tower, narrowly avoiding like Tithla's face as it disappears over the top. The second blast slamming in, knocking the shield out of your hand as you stumble around, the shield dropping to the ground in between you and Killian, leaving you with only your hand axe at the moment.
Amazing. In response, I will throw my hand axe with the intent to use the handle end to
Dunk. Perfect.
brain them.
Love it.
To brain him.
You can't. I mean, look, if you wanted to really fuck him up, you could also spin the axe around so the blade's facing towards you, so that way when you throw it, the metal part right into the forehead.
Oh yeah,
You've got that option.
Kill tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What have we done to the rolls tonight? Tonight, you watch as the axe flies over. So that would probably be about a what? So you'd have a. What's your strength?
17.
Okay, so +3, and then your proficiency is probably about a +3. So it's a +6, 15, about 15, 16. Killian, what's your armor class?
My armor class is
From
16.
memory, it's about
it'll be
6.
It'll be 18 currently. It's got the shield out.
Because you got the shield out. Killian, again, lucky you have your shield. As the hand axe flies towards you, you are very quick to have to drop your little golden shimmering light pistol that you've copied off of Luther. As you quickly bring your shield up, you feel this tunk as the hand axe slams into the side of your shield. Any slower with that shield, Killian, this would have hit you right in the head. It was a dead shot throw. The only reason this didn't get you is because you just got the shield up in time, right at that last moment.
How far away were you, Killian?
I'd say I'm about
30
feet away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. And after that axe blow falls, you see me standing immediately in front of you with another weapon in my hand, ready to go again.
As you bring the shield down from covering your face, you see Axel right there looking up at you. Scimitar, axe, what do you got this time? I know you got a couple of different things tucked in your cloak.
Yeah, the scimitar out and ready to make another attack.
Blood is watching this and is like, why don't fight with weapon like that, thick man?
That's another 9. Fucking hell. I'm so sorry, Ash.
No, it's fine.
Oh, it's the top row.
I'm drunk, remember?
Oh, yeah, true.
Oh, yeah.
2 days. This makes sense.
Killian, the most effective weapon deployed against you probably is Axel's breath. The alcohol waft as you're like, this like
I think
shimmering
instead of blocking
heat
it with
wave.
instead of blocking it with the shield this time, I'll look down at Axel as he goes to swing. I'll be like, somebody else who can use multiple weapons. And the shield phases out of existence as I grab a handle from nowhere and pull out a bone greatsword and block the attack.
Where's
Killian.
all these things been?
Yeah, Killian's been saving up all of his celestial warlock powers until he needs them most. Joke fight we are doing in the moment that has.
I used it in the last fight against the Scarecrow.
It's true. You did use it. That's true. You did use it. That's true.
Joke fight?
I don't know what you're talking about. Well, Tithla, you haven't participated yet, but in this moment, you watch as Blood and Styx, their attention's focused on each other and the fight. You can see Axel and Killian are focused. Tithla, these fucking fools, their backs are wide open. You've got your bow and arrow right there. You could take any one of these fuckers out any moment now. Just snap the arrowhead off and go for it. Wrap a bit of your scarf around and bonk one of these motherfuckers with your arrows. Come on. Let's do this, Tithla.
Come on.
They're distracted. Pick your target. Let's go.
That gnome was so dismissive of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Tithla doesn't hold grudges. Tithla's happy. That's fine.
Hang on a minute. Sorry. I'm just going to backtrack on that one. Tithla doesn't hold grudges. Tithla definitely lets go when... Yeah.
Tithla has experienced trauma, but she doesn't hold grudges. Those two are different things, Owen.
I do feel like the number of times you've held grudges against people who've had to leave for very legitimate reasons.
I've held grudges. Tithla hasn't. Very different.
Tithla never brings up the time when people have to leave, ever. Thank God. Can you imagine how annoying
They're choosing to leave her specifically. This is the battle that Tithla's dealing with right now.
Yeah, true. Tithla,
This
what do
is
you
the
do?
real fight.
What do you
the
do?
internal fight. Maybe just sit on the ground and like curl up and say, "Why are all my friends fighting?" I was just trying to make them move.
You watch as Tithla sort of pulls the cloak around, the hood over to hide your face. Jacob comes up and curls around you, so you're in the middle of this sort of Drake's body, as you can feel the warmth from the fire Drake warming you, Tithla. You're sort of rocking back and forwards. This always happens. People
always
hurt
do
each other.
this. They always do it.
I think as we're both locked in, weapon on weapon, sort of pushing against each other, I'm just going to smile at Axel, and then I'll take a step back and let my sword fade away. I apologise for hitting you with my ranged weapon so forcefully. This place is a harsh land, and you're not going to get much of a chance to set yourself up for attacks like our friends over there have been doing. But you seem to handle yourself pretty well, not getting struck by my sword attack. So I'm happy with that. That's all I wanted.
I would want you to hold your blows. This is good.
Shoot me next.
No, I think we've had enough of that now.
Oh. Okay.
And I think that's a good
I mean-
place. Oh, sorry, you go.
I was just going to say, should we head to the docks now to make our way, or it's nighttime now? We could go in the morning. You're the
Ian, how
seafarer.
cursed
What
am I
would be the
feeling?
best time?
How cursed are you feeling, Axel?
Yeah.
That's a
Roll
good
for
question. Yeah, I think let's make a wisdom check. Let's do a quick moment to center ourselves and have a bit of a look inside. How are we feeling, Axel? I mean, yeah, it's been 2 days since you were on the lake. Nothing bad's happened so far.
Yeah.
You haven't drowned.
Yeah. D&D Beyond still not working.
I haven't gone near the water. I've definitely been looking at it out of the...
Amazing.
Did you want a wisdom saving throw?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be great. Wisdom saving throw would be good. Wow, it's a 7. I'm going to, because so far,
Cursed.
yeah, I was going to say, so far the highest roll you've had was a 15 on your athletics. Oh no, you did get a 16 on an insight. I think that might have been a test run though. Yeah, I'm yeah. As you think it over, Axel, yeah, I mean, you haven't been near the water. You might be fine, but you haven't tested it. How can you? You haven't been near the water. You've got to be careful. If you're heading down anywhere near that dock, you're going to need some stronger protection. Or maybe it's worth checking up on that priest. Simon did mention if you've been cursed, potentially the priest might be able to banish that curse.
Do you know this Father Zarovich? They said that they might be able to cure us of this curse.
He's a good friend of mine.
Yes. I think
We
it
go
would
way
be
back.
smart for us to go
I
and
need to
visit
make
your
a
friend.
quick correction, sorry. The name is Petrovich, not Zarovich. Zarovich was the other priest. No, it's my bad. No, it's my bad. There's a couple of priests in Barovia. Father Lucian
I don't know
Petrovich.
Petrovich.
You
I
do.
don't know him.
No, you do know Petrovich. That's the one you spoke
Do I?
to. Yes, that's the one you
I
spoke
thought I knew Zarovich.
Zarovich is the one you guys locked in the cellar with his son back in, yeah.
Oh.
The one that Grinner was on guard duty for and fell asleep.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely not holding a grudge there. Yeah. So it's Petrovich, Lucian Petrovich, Father Lucian Petrovich.
He's a good friend of mine, Father Petrovich.
Do you think he would help us out?
He loves helping
you know.
people. In fact, he taught me everything I know. Would you like me to have a look?
I look at the other two to like gauge, because I'm very suspicious of
Help.
this help.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think that's fair. I think that's very fair.
Wow.
I just met you. Come on. As you look to the others, Styx doesn't have a face, so expressions are kind of hard for Styx.
Yeah.
I want you to imagine a single glowing purple eye, faceplates of bone, and then realistic human teeth and a jaw. You're pretty sure they're human. They're human teeth. You can see teeth set into the jaw. So again, not really easy to read the expressions of Styx, and especially because you've not spent a lot of time around Styx yet. Killian, on the other hand, Killian, you've seen Tithla in action a few times with some of the. I mean, Tithla has been described by herself as a medical genius. So
I'm a medical genius. I can help.
Tithla, yeah. I guess Killian, what the question is, like, as Tithla offers help to Axel, would you be looking a bit suspicious of that? Would you be sort of like nodding as if, yeah, this is a normal thing for Tithla to offer help, and it's not at all something to be worried about? What would Killian's reaction be?
I mean, Killian has always had a sort of strong sort of bond with Tithla, especially in the early days when Tithla was just starting out with their medical training and things. And
slowly heading underwater again. Sorry, Josh. Just very slowly as you talk. Just slowly head underwater as you slowly sink into the dark
Hello
abyss.
there. Can you hear me now?
It's excellent.
Hello.
It's
Yes.
excellent.
There we go.
So good.
I shall speak into it like this for the rest of the session.
For
you
podcast
wouldn't mind.
listeners, Josh is currently deep throating his mic.
Which is crazy because Josh and I have the exact same microphone, and mine's like out of arm's reach, like way far away.
All three of us do. We've all got a Yeti.
I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
All. Can I just say, we blame Logitech for this because it's always fucking Logitech's fault.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. It's probably my internet, to be fair. Because
No, it's 100%. I reckon what's happened. There's been an update to Logitech G Hub, and some of your settings have been tweaked by like 0.25%. And anytime that happens, Logitech goes, "How does Mike?" And it just fucks everything up. This is why I've had to redo my microphone settings so many times because of Logitech G Hub. It's just
Classic
I shall have to
G-Hub.
do that. But yes,
such
I
a
will,
shame. Logitech now own Blue.
Can you hear me fine now, though?
So good.
Perfect.
Yes. Killian has a strong relationship with, or he thinks he has a strong relationship with Tithla because they've bonded over the experience with, Tithla taking a level in cleric, and before Killian died, he was a cleric to Kelemvor before he became a warlock. So he 100% trusts what Tithla is saying at the moment and will back her up.
Okay, cool. The second I see that's because Killian, after that encounter, has definitely got my respect, and I can see that that's something that I want to put trust in. And I turned back to Tithla and I said, what do you need? My arm, my eyes.
Well, what's wrong with you?
I saw a stinky ghost boat on the water, and then a man said, "You are cursed and will die at sea."
Oh, I can't help you with that. I'm better with like the physical. Maybe we should go see Father Petrovich.
That's a
He might
great
be able to
idea.
help.
Maybe
Tithla,
we sleep and
Tithla,
then go
that-
see priest.
that description of a stinky ghost boat. The stinky bit you're not so sure about, but you're pretty sure you saw a ghost boat too. Today, a couple of hours ago.
Yeah, but I wasn't cursed, so it's completely different.
Oh, just making sure. Like he mentioned that he saw a ghost boat and now he's cursed.
Well, I saw the boat and I wasn't cursed, so do you think...
Well, a man in town said that anyone who sees the cursed boat then tends to show up dead on the water.
It's no big deal, though.
Sure. Does this happen a lot?
What do you mean?
You see a boat that's not really there and then you get cursed and drown?
Would blood know anything like that?
Blood. I mean, there's always tales. When you're out on the open ocean traveling between places, you've got a lot of time on your hands. People share all sorts of tales and stories on the open ocean. I mean, you've heard tales of ghost ships before. They're almost always accompanied by stories of, or I guess, like elements of the tale that often ring true are curses or various like negative aspects of seeing this vessel. They're often seen as ill omens. Sometimes they're seen as, I mean, there is one ship that's sometimes seen towards the very northern passage between Northgard and Oshia. A ragged vessel with tattered sails that can sometimes be seen from the borders of Drifthaven. That's seen as a good omen. It means that the waterway is clear, the ice is not frozen over. So good or bad omens, depends on the ship, depends on the story.
Yeah, Blood just shrugs. Can be good, can be bad. Ghost stories around fire, you tell. Sometimes you see weird things on the water, you know.
I think that maybe if it's not there, then we would not have seen it. So it was there, so we did see it. And curses, maybe not real, but he did say that, so maybe he's not sure. Yep.
Wise words.
Thank you. I've been practicing. See, sometimes I don't talk a lot to try and keep my mind to myself, just so that I can come up with the right things to say sometimes. And so then I was trying to do that this time so I could come up with something that was like really smart to say. And I just didn't know when to share it with you all. But that's why I've just like been really quiet lately, just because I didn't want to say too much. Like one of those, if you don't say too much, then you don't say much at all. But if you do say too much, but if you don't say much, then I'm not really sure where I was going with that, but I kind of feel like it was pretty good and pretty smart. Thanks for listening to my TED Talk.
What is TED?
Right.
What is TED?
TED, it stands for sharing ideas. I don't know how they get to TED from there.
You are
Some form of Elvish, you reckon, Tithla?
It could be Elvish,
Yeah.
could be Latin.
Nah, you've never
What
heard of that
Latin?
before. No,
It's a subspecies of Elvish language.
it's definitely not.
We call that Sylvan where I'm from.
Exactly. With the knowledge that, I mean, it's all of you have seen this ship, all of you have seen this vessel. The understanding that potentially there might be worth looking into this a bit more. I think we'll leave off there for tonight as you begin to make your way either back towards the Blue Water Inn, back towards the Arasek Stockyard, see if you can track down Jonor and Amelia, see where they've got to, or if you wanted to head straight to the chapel, head straight to the priest Petrovich. Although Tithla, Killian, and Styx, you do know he's not there right now. But yeah, head over towards the chapel. Potentially might be a good start to next week. But I think for there, that's where we'll wrap up for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody, despite the technical difficulties that we have suffered. What a welcome to Ash and Matt to bring them into our first session is rampant technical difficulties. Yeah, it's not been a great start. So apologies. Hey,
really, really low so that we can.
That's
How
true.
good we can.
That's true.
Nothing but up from here, guys, right?
I'm just
how it goes.
stoked that the artwork was all done in time. There it is again. Love seeing the artwork up. That's awesome. I'm just pleased got the artwork done in time because fucking hell, that was that's look. As long as I can get the artwork done, I'm happy. At the end of the day, everything else is just extra. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. We will see you all tomorrow night for our Avatar Legends campaign, The Legacy of Kyoshi, and on Wednesday night for Return of the Giants. For those of you watching on YouTube or listening to the podcast, make sure you hit the button that does the thing. There are many buttons that do many things. Some of them do subscribe and say subscribe. Some of them do follow and say follow. Some of them do other things. Hit the button that does the thing. You know what I'm talking about. It really helps us out. Exactly. Just hit him. If there's a button with a thumbs up, hit that one. It's a good one.
Don't hit off.
No. Ever.
Yeah, no,
Ever. Make sure you hit that.
20.
Make sure you hit that
D&D
button. It
Beyond.
really helps us out. Yeah. Why did D&D Beyond hit that button tonight? Fucking assholes.
I know, right?
Make sure you hit that button. For those of you who are watching on YouTube, there will also be loads more episodes of Aloft coming out. You should have seen the first 2 episodes out. It's such a fun game. Really enjoying it. Loads more of those coming every day that we're not streaming. So any of the D&D days and Avatar Legend days, no episodes of Aloft. Every other day, yes, there will be episodes of Aloft coming out. So please enjoy. From all of us here tonight, massive welcome to Ash and Matt. Thank you for joining us tonight. Lovely to have you in on the Curse of Strahd team. From everybody else, stay safe, stay well, Twitch people. don't go anywhere. We're going to go and raid RollTogether RPG. You haven't seen enough of Josh tonight, so we're going to go and raid Josh in episode 1, Soul Survivor Adventures in Faerun. We're going to go load that up. We will see you all very, very soon. Stay safe, stay well, and see you guys all next time. Until then, farewell, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.
See ya.